So, Consumer Reports in September of 2020 gave this a rating of excellent. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Tamara, and I'm here every Thursday talking about things that affect us as we age. Most women over the age of 50 and some over the age of 60. Certainly it still affects me, and I'm right around the corner from 60, and that is not being able to sleep at night because I'm too hot. And as I have talked about this with other friends, they agree that it's either night sweats or hot flashes or just plain old waking up in the middle of the night so hot that they can't sleep. So about 8 years ago, I invested in something that has changed my ability to get a good night's rest. And recently I decided to upgrade the system, and I discovered that they not only have upgraded the original system, but they have a whole new product out. So today I'm going to compare the ChiliPad with their new Ooler system. So if this is something that you have been struggling with, I encourage you to stay tuned because this is a game changer and I can't wait to tell you all about it. Okay, so here we are with the Ooler system. And because I have been sleeping with this for the last couple of weeks, I didn't want to unplug it and take everything down to show you in the other room, in my guest room. So welcome to my bedroom. The Ooler system has a few things that are very different from the ChiliCUBE, and that is one of the reasons why it is the most expensive. There are different mattress pads, which I will talk about, but the system itself is what I want to address first. So the first thing that makes the system very different is that you are able to sync this system with your phone, and it requires getting the app, downloading the app, and then via the Bluetooth, it will sync up. Once it's synced up, then you can go to your app and you can tell your app what your sleep schedule is. You can have a couple of different ones. If you want to schedule this for the weekend to allow you to sleep in later or go to bed later, then you can do that. Or if you pretty much are consistent with the way you sleep, then Monday through Friday and include Saturday and Sunday on that. Now, the first thing that you'll see is that you can tell it how warm you say. That's right. This does not have to be always cooling your bed. You can get into a bed that's nice and toasty and warm. You can regulate this up to 115 degrees. That's too toasty for my toes, but some people want to get into a really snuggly warm bed. And so if that's the case, when you program it, you tell it, start off by warming up the bed. And then as your circadian rhythm of sleep kicks in, then you want it to be cooler. And so for me, I start it at 68. Now that's cool. I want to go from hot body temperature down to a cooler 68. And that does help whenever you're trying to get the best rest. You want to have cool, dark, and quiet. So cool, we got you covered here. It'll go down to 55 degrees. So for me, I start off at 68. At about 1 o'clock in the morning, the temperature will automatically drop down to 65 until 3 in the morning. It comes back up to 68, and then it knows what time I'm going to get up. And so a half an hour before my scheduled get out of bed time, it starts to gradually increase the temperature of the bed. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now let me just say this. In the past, with my ChiliCUBE, I would always come into the bedroom, turn it on about a half an hour before I was going to go to bed. I'd brush my teeth, whatever I needed to do, and that was part of that whole routine. Now, if we went out, we were out late, once I was ready for bed, the ChiliCUBE had not been getting my bed ready for me. And so it would take 20 to 30 minutes to do that. The Ooler, A, doesn't take that long, but B, it doesn't have to have me come in and tell it, okay, I'm ready for bed. As a matter of fact, it sends me a notice on my phone saying it's time to start winding down and get ready for bed. I love it. it. Okay, so let me turn the system on. And we talked about a good sleep environment is cool, dark, and quiet. Now, some people like to sleep with a fan running. And if that's the case, this is going to be no change for you. You'll notice that it's very quiet. So I'm going to turn the system on right now. Now, it's on the quietest setting that it can be on, and it's very quiet. The ChiliCUBE was more like the medium setting. So I'm going to turn it on to the medium setting. By the way, if you don't want to use your phone, you can manually do this on the top. They're very subtle. The whole thing looks very sleek. You don't have big buttons sticking out, but they are there. So if you want to adjust it up or down, you can. But I'm going to do it with my phone, and I'm going to put it on the medium. So that's the sound that I'm used to. That was the ChiliPad Cube that I'm used to. Certainly not very loud. It just sounds like a fan running. I've always had it up on my nightstand because we have drawers under our bed, and I have the pad turned around so that the hose, which I will show you, connects up here rather than at the foot of our bed, since it's not going under the bed. So it's never been a problem, but it's very sleek. If you wanted it down low, you probably wouldn't hear it at all. I'm going to turn it on to high because it will really push that water through the thermal chambers. And that is what is doing your cooling. It's not cold air. It is cool water running through this fabulous thermal pad that's on top of your mattress. Your sheet's on top of it, but this pad is getting the cool water, which, by the way, this holds 32 ounces of water. My ChiliCUBE held 13, so I was always filling it more often. I have yet to refill this since I started. Okay, let's put it up a notch. So you can hear that it's a little bit louder. Still, this probably wouldn't bother me. For the most part, the medium setting is sufficient. Now, you will get as cool as your room ambient temperature allows. So if you're in a very hot room, you're probably not going to get this Ooler system down to 55 degrees, which to me, I don't know who wants to sleep in 55 degrees, but if you really sleep hot, and if you have a hot mattress, which we do, then you may want to drop that temperature down. But you'll want to have a certain amount of coolness in your room just for the overall health of sleeping anyway, and for the machine to function at its peak performance. So let's talk a little bit about the maintenance of this Ooler system. Again, this was one of the huge selling points for me. The feature is that it offers a UV cleaning system. So what's the benefit of that? I don't have to unplug the unit, take it, dump all the water out, recirculate the water. My ChiliCUBE in the past, I would put hydrogen peroxide in every time that I cleaned it. Now they do offer a cleaning pellet, but there is more manual cleaning involved. With this unit, it has the UV light doing the everyday maintenance. So the UV light aids in eliminating the bacteria that's in the water. If you want more of a deep clean, which you can do periodically once every few months, then you just use your phone and the app and you schedule a deep clean. Gotta love it. I love that. So it takes a lot of the manual effort that I was putting into my ChiliCUBE. Loved the ChiliCUBE because at the time that's all they had. But once I saw and read about what the Ooler had to offer, I definitely was sold. Also, Consumer Reports in September of 2020 gave this a rating of excellent. So that was really sort of, an objective view on the whole system, and was certainly a big factor in me feeling comfortable. Speaking of feeling comfortable with the purchase, they give you a 90-day or night sleep trial, which means if after 90 days you don't like it and you don't feel like it's made a change in the way you're sleeping, then you send it back. They offer free shipping. It's made in the USA, and the warranty on this system is 2 years. But as I was telling you, I actually used my last ChiliCUBE for 8 years. So I feel like even if I just got 2 years of great sleep, it's worth it. It's worth it, because I would spend probably more than that on some other luxury item that I don't need. Let's face it, we need to be able to get good sleep. And as we age and sleep is more elusive and we are having some of the other issues. I never had a problem sleeping when I was in my 30s and 40s. Although in my 40s is whenever I had breast cancer. It's when I started looking into something that would give me a better night's sleep, because I had suffered for 2 or 3 years thinking, well, this is the way it's going to be. And I thought, no, I can't be the only person out there who's having issues getting to sleep and waking up, sweating, raging hot. You could touch my legs and they were hot to the touch. So, as I said, I've been wanting to talk about this for quite some time, but when I got the new system, I said I am not going to talk about it until I review the new system, because then I would only talk about the ChiliCUBE. But since I have reviewed the Ooler and I realize that they've upgraded the Cube, but they also offer a whole different type of system, I'm really sold on this. But if it comes down to the money and you just can't afford the Ooler, then the ChiliCUBE still gets the job done. So one more thing I want to tell you about the pad itself. The new upgraded pad, as well as the other pad that goes along with the ChiliCUBE. They sell 2 styles. One is called the Me, and one is called the We. Very cute. So if you are the one that needs to help regulate your sleep temperature, then the Me would be the way to go. If your partner also would like to improve sleep, perhaps tap into the whole circadian rhythm of sleep, which is a thing, then you would buy the We, and that just means that it would cover the entire bed. Now, if you get the Me, which is what I got, then you will have these straps that attach it to your side of the bed. This is a much better way to get the pad to stay on the bed, because it loops long ways onto your bed. So the Me is a little more affordable, but the We, a better way of you and your partner of getting a good night's sleep. So keep in mind that if you have the We, the pad that covers the entire bed, you will also need 2 units. And that way your partner can regulate their sleep patterns, how warm or cold they want the bed, and you can do the same on your side. So I think that's a great improvement and something to consider whenever you're looking at the overall cost of the system. So, regardless of which system you wind up getting, they recommend, and I recommend, that you do use distilled water. It's a couple of bucks. And what this does is it keeps the inside of the mechanism working much better, because there's not as many mineral deposits and things in distilled water. So I hope this helps. There's nothing more important than really getting a good night's rest. And as we age and we have different issues come about, I think one of the things that helps us get through life and make decisions properly and be at our best physically is going into a repair state of sleep. And that's something that you just can't do if you're constantly waking up because you're overheating. So this has been a game changer for me. And as I said, I have been wanting to do a video and just talk about the Chili system anyway. And then once I looked into it and found out that they have a whole new system, I really wanted to give you the benefit of me trying out the new system. So now you can see the difference between the Ooler and the ChiliCUBE. The pads, of course, the upgraded pad versus the other pad that is more of the cotton base. And for me, I'm loving the Ooler, but it really boils down to what can you afford, and that's why I've got the coupon for you.
So I hope this helps. I would love to have your feedback, and I have looked into other systems. For me, this is the best. So until next time, sweet dreams.